3 advice you need to know in your 20s. Hey guys, welcome back to a Fearless World podcast. Hope you have a great day. Let's go. Number 1, do what you want. I noticed that people will tell you what's right and what you can do, but don't believe until you actually test it. People love giving opinions about what you can do and what you cannot, and actually what's good for you and what not good for you. But what I realize is, it's just noises. Oftentimes, it's just a bullshit way to keep yourself from doing certain things that you know you need to do. When somebody tell you what's right, don't actually believe it until you test it. Your intuition somehow already know the answer. You just have to trust that and do what feels right for you. I used to feel like I have the obligation to listen to the people in my family and blindly believe what they said without really test it. And sometimes I use what they told me as like something like a fact or something like, okay, I have to live to that standard, I have to live to that advice. And oftentimes I ignore my guts. And when we do that, we literally undervalue ourselves. We tell the world that we don't value our opinions. And if we do it so many times over time, we will lower our confidence. It's not good. So literally when you listen to the people around you, when you listen to other people's opinions, you will communicate that you actually value their opinions than yourself. Even though maybe they're right, it's also end up that you don't trust yourself. You end up losing respect for yourself and eventually losing or lower your confidence. When people tell you what is right, that's what their story, that's what they believe is right. And if you just blindly believe in what they told you without testing it, you actually also believe in their story without you justify for yourself. And that's not good, because as a high achiever, you have to have your own opinion. Deep down inside, you already know what is right and what is wrong. So I'm really challenging you for the first advice is, when people tell you what's right and what is not, listen to them, hear them out, but really trust your gut, really trust your intuition. Test it out. Until you test it out, don't believe it. And I know it's not easy if you are the type of person that always listen to other people. You always care too much about other people's opinions. So I know it's not easy. So it takes some time, but it starts with an awareness. That's the first advice. Let's go to second advice. The second advice is somewhat close to the first advice, but here it is. Only listen to high value people. I realize that there are too many noises going on in this world nowadays. It's like everybody have their opinions and everybody try to tell you like, oh, how to live your life. It's kind of funny, huh? Even though they tell you the advice, but they never live to that advice at all. But they love giving you advice and they love seeing you that you follow their advice and end up mediocre, end up average. Well, what I realize is it's oftentimes distract yourself from your path, because your path, you go for greatness. Obviously they go for mediocre, and if you go for greatness, your path is absolutely different than their paths. So make sure that you don't listen to everybody's advice, especially your family member and friends, unless you really see that person as a high value, as the person you would look up to, and as a person that you have a high respect for. Other than that, never fucking listen to anybody advice. Average people often like give you like a bullshit advice, often give you a bullshit opinions that, oh, you can't have everything you want, hey, you can be rich and at the same time have a great health. They often justify why you can't have both, and they will come up with it because the reason is they just don't want to make time and effort to have everything they want in their life, and that's why they're gonna justify why they settle with the average choices. They will tell you that you can't have a beautiful girlfriend at the same time being wealthy and at the same time being rich. They will tell you all the reason, but knowing that when they tell you, they actually tell like, hey, they can have, not you can have. I tell you this, my friend, if you want something, you can have it all. Yes, you can become rich, you can have a great health, and you can have an amazing relationship. Yes, I'm telling you, you can have it all. Isn't that when I say it, you feel so much excited? Because I know when I tell you this, there's a hope appear within yourself. Because that's what you decide to have. You can have it all, my friend. But here's the catch. You have to work for it. You have to sacrifice for it. You have to put in a lot of effort and time. That's the question pop up. Are you willing to work for it? Because average people, they don't want to put in the work. And that's why they justify that's why they can only have one thing in their life. Because they're not willing to put in the work and time. So are you willing to put in the work and time? Because if you do, you can have everything you want, my friend. You just have to willing to put in the work and time and commit to it. Commit until the end. So last but not least, stop giving excuses. Either you do it or you don't. Just that simple. Either you say yes or no. You don't have to say like maybe here and maybe then. You don't have to explain to anybody. What I realized, the more you try to explain, the less people will believe in you and they just lose respect for you. The only person that you need to explain is yourself. Let's face it, because the ones who understand you don't need an explanation. And the one that don't understand you, doesn't matter how many explanations you have. They still doubt you. They still don't believe in you. So you just waste your time either case. Because when you are a high performer, when you value yourself, you don't care much about explains to others. The reason you try to explain yourself to others because you worry about others people's opinions. You care about their opinion too much more than yourself. Yes, I know it. You don't want to hear it. That's either true because deep down at your subconscious mind, you want to seek their validation. You want to seek their approval. So that's why you feel the need to explain. But as you become high achiever, as you become a highly successful person, you don't feel the need to explain because you value yourself more than anything else. You value yourself more than others people's opinions, so that's why you don't need to explain. That is the beauty of it. When you stop giving excuses, you will actually know yourself better. You will actually listen to yourself and do what is right for you. That's the beauty of it. So stop giving excuses. And I know it's not easy to just stop giving excuses right away. If you are the person that often feel the need to explain to almost everybody, it will take time. But then again, I say it one more time, it will take time, but it all starts with the awareness. And eventually, with practice and practice, you will overcome it. Yes, you will fall into a trap of explaining again and again, but each time you fall into that trap, you're aware of it, and eventually you will overcome it. So let's recap 3 simple advice, really powerful that you need to carry with you in your 20-ish. Number 1, do what you want. Don't believe in what others tell you until you test it. Your guts already know what's the answer. Your gut already know what you need to do. Number 2, only listen to high value people. The rest are just noises. They don't matter. Those opinions don't matter. Only listen to the people that you look up to. That's it, period. Last but not least, stop giving excuses. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Give it brief and short answer. The only person that you need to explain yourself is you. That's all I have for you today, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this episode and got some value out of it. And if you did, please share with other people that you know. That will help this channel a lot. And until next time, never forget that you are a high performer. Thank you.